And just like that, we are 21 days in. Mother Katie, I love and appreciate you. Coach Deborah, I love you, man. Minister Carol, we go hard, Minister Carol. Chip him away. Here's the deal. These morning sessions, man, they are a part of my joy, man. They keep me on point, okay? I don't have it all together, but boy, am I telling you, these are like helping me to clean up my act as well. So we are going to go into this morning session, but thank you guys for being so faithful. The goal is, hey, listen, I'm not trying to be the expert. I'm not trying to act like I have it all together. All I know is, man, the journey is better with friends. All I know is you shouldn't do life alone. All I know is every day is an opportunity to learn something new. Okay? And so I don't have any side stories. Okay? This morning, I want to continue our teaching series on refuse to be a victim. And let me say this, Jamal, it is easy to be a victim. You know why it's easy to be a victim? Because society is filled with victims. Okay? It is easy to be a victim because society is filled with victims. I want us to realize, Angela, I want us, Minister Sybil, to realize that we are responsible for structuring ourselves in a way where we're not carrying the story of a victim. No, no, no. So this morning, I want us to look at 5 characteristics often associated with being a victim. Okay. Now, here's the deal. You could find yourself land in any of these, but here's what you can do. This is the joy of living life effectively. You can change. Ooh, ooh, come on. You can change. How many of you would say that with confidence this morning? I'm glad I can change. I'm glad I can change. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to remain the same. You are not a rock. I can change. I can change. And you know what? I'm committed to changing. And changing, Angela, is difficult sometimes because it goes against the norm. It's not really what you would do normally, but because you want better, because you want better, you get to this point where you realize I can change. I don't have to stay this way. I don't have to stay this way. So 5 characteristics, okay? 5 characteristics that is often associated with being a victim. I want us to talk about it because I saw this quote by Craig. He says, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Boy, that's powerful. That's powerful. Jamal, I must say that is powerful. So with that type of elevated thinking, okay, with that type of elevated thinking, it changes the game, Miss Jocelyn. It changes the game. Okay. So every day you get up with this whole mindset, I am what I choose to become. Angela, you got it. And so I can change. I don't have to stay locked in a rut. I don't have to keep doing the same things. So here's some of the characteristics that is often associated with victims. Okay, number 1, powerlessness. Powerlessness. Victims often feel powerless to change their circumstances or protect themselves from harm. They may perceive themselves as being at the mercy of others or external forces. You hear that? They may perceive themselves as being at the mercy of others or external forces. You got to get to the point of, if you feel like you're powerless, then you're going to move towards being that of a victim. And you're not powerless. You're powerful. Okay? You're not powerless. You're powerful. And I need you to say that. I'm powerful. I'm powerful. But by the grace of God, giving with it built in me is the ability to overcome and surpass the challenges that have tried to keep me down. I am not powerless. I am powerful. A victim leans towards being powerless. Okay, a victim leans towards being powerless, and we have more power than we give ourselves credit for, Miss Cynthia. We have more power, and so choosing to settle at the powerless state is to simply say it is what it is. But knowing that you're powerful is to simply rise to the occasion and says, you know what? Yes, this did not happen the way I wanted it to happen. Ooh, I hate that that's how it has played out, but I'm not going to be a victim. I have power to choose, power to change. Boy, that's powerful right there. Power to choose and power to change. Hello. Hello. And here's the deal. Some people, Miss Cynthia, some people, Miss Jocelyn, will hate on you when you start to realize you have power to change and power to choose. Hello. Hello. So number two is blame. We're talking characteristics that's often associated with being a victim is the blame game. I don't have no blame to share. I don't have no blame. No, 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 no. I told RJ, listen, buddy, you gonna blame me one day, and I can want to blame you, but I don't play the blame game. Okay? Looking back at my past job, past girlfriend, past, with all kinds of past, you can look back over those things and just do the blame game. But let me tell you, victims may internalize blame for their situation, believing they are responsible for what happened. Okay, this self-belief can lead to feeling of guilt and shame, and guilt and shame is often associated with blame. Okay, guilt and shame is often associated with blame. And so blaming others and blaming yourself. Listen, I make mistakes. People make mistakes. We've got to learn how to move on. We've got to learn how not to allow ourselves to let what people do hold us in a prison. We have to allow ourselves not to allow what we have done to imprison us and keep us from becoming our best selves. Listen, blame is associated with guilt and shame, and you have to watch both of them because they hang out, and they hang out in a subtle way where we hold on to this, and very few people would often know this is what we're struggling with because a lot of us haven't come clean. If it's one thing you're going to learn and continue to accept and see about Ricardo Miller is, man, I'm coming clean. I'm coming clean. I was talking to my spiritual mother the other day, and I told her one of the greatest joys that I've had to literally lean into at 48 years old. Minister Carol, at 48 years old, one of the greatest things I've been able to lean into is there is no skeleton in the closet. There is no elephant in the room. I am not afraid to talk about what it is. I've made some mistakes. Okay, some people have done me wrong. People have done me wrong. I'm not holding on to it. I've made some mistakes and I'm not holding on to it. Okay, boy, you ain't feel bad? No, I don't feel bad. I felt bad in elementary school. I felt bad in middle school. I felt bad in high school. I felt bad in my early 20s. I felt bad in my 30s. I felt bad actually when I turned 40. My God, how long, Ricardo Miller, are you going to feel bad? When are you going to accept some things you have no control over and some things you just got to leave it alone and let it be? Forgetting those things that are behind and pressing towards those things that are before. I'm saying something better than y'all giving me hearts right now. But let's go on to number 3. Okay? Characteristics often associated with being a victim is fear. Number 3 is fear. This one right here, oh my God, I struggled with this one for years. Miss Cynthia, I struggled with this one for years. Fear. Victims often experience fear, whether it is fear of further harm, fear from retaliation, fear from not being believed or supported if they speak out about their experiences. Oh my God, fear. False evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. False evidence appearing real. Fear is real, y'all. Fear is real. And here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. You have to remind yourself God has not given you the spirit of fear. And here's what you have to do. You have to learn how to develop a level of confidence to crush fear. There is a healthy dose of fear all of us have that protects us and keep us from doing crazy things. But there is fear that paralyzes. Okay, there is fear that paralyzes. There's fear that keeps us away from maximizing our potential. And the victim leans on fear more than anything else. The victim won't try again because of the high level of fear they're walking through or living with. Okay, next one, guys. This one right here, guys. This one right here is real. Number 4 is dependency. Dependency. Victims may become dependent on others for support, validation, and protection. Now, here's the deal. Support and validation, that one was a big one for me. Dependent on, oh my God, Jesus, help all of us, okay? Lord, help all of us on this beautiful morning, okay? Dependency, that's number 4. Victims may become dependent on others for support, validation, or protection. I wasn't so much about protection, Tashika, I wasn't so much about protection, but validation and support. Nobody want to support me. Oh, nobody does this for me. And the validation and support, those two were really big. Those two were really big. And you could get in your feelings and you can get a level of limited performance coming from you because of your level of dependency. You are overly engaged in trying to get a check mark from others. I've been there, man. I've been there. I had to get to the point of not getting stuck on what social media has cost is the like button, the share button. And as a speaker, I had to get past the cheering of the hands or the tapping on the back and giving me a thumbs up. My God, I've been doing this for 25 years. When will you get to the point of simply saying, this is what I do? If nobody cheered for me, I'm still learning how to get better. And you know what? I love the support. I love the validation, but I don't need it as bad as a victim does. Okay, a victim. And so please watch that. Watch that. How often do we find ourselves not moving forward because we lean on this statement, I'm not getting support, or you're looking for that validation. Oh, I got a degree, I got a certificate, I got a car, I got a house, and nobody congratulated me. Or protection. I'm afraid. I'm just, I don't know what would happen. I don't know what would happen. Sometimes you just got to know, if God be for me, who can be against me? Okay, so here's the deal. Number five, and this is the closer right here. This is the closer. Negative self-perception. This one right here hit me real hard. 5 characteristics associated with being a victim. Negative self-perception. Negative self-perception. Being a victim can erode your self-esteem and self-worth, leading to negative belief of oneself. Oh my goodness, that's good. Oh, and let me tell you something. Negative self-perception. And it's the person who finds himself, and I did this for a long time, Ooh, was I hard on myself? How many of y'all are hard on yourselves? How many of y'all are hard on? Y'all give people thumbs up for they're not even half as good as what you are. But yet you give them a thumbs up and beat yourself down. How many? Beat yourself down. Beat yourself down. My Lord, I beat myself down. Oh my goodness, this and this and this and this and this. Give yourself a break. At some point, you got to realize, all right, being a victim can erode your self-esteem and self-worth, leading to negative belief of oneself. Now, here's the deal. As you believe it, it starts to grow in your life to reinforce the idea to which you believe. That's why you have to be careful of the negative self-perception. I don't think I'll ever get that kind of pay. I don't think I'll ever live like that. I don't think I can ever travel like that. And you can't be hanging around effective living and have that kind of mindset. We are destroying those limited beliefs. Okay? We are destroying those limited beliefs. And how do you do it? Every day you chip away at changing your position. Every day. You tell yourself, I am not who I was last week. I'm not who I was last month. I am not who I was last year. Oh my God, I am changing. I'm growing. I'm becoming better. I'm becoming better. So I'm not going to be a victim. No, I'm not going to be a victim. Negative self-perception. Ooh. Victims who deal with negative self-perception handcuffs themselves, and no matter what you say to them, no matter where you try to take them, that inner voice, that inner talking, the enemy within me is what's keeping me from becoming my best self. So many people struggle with it. And the crazy thing, as I close this out, the crazy thing is they know it, but they won't confront it because there's an internal fight that has been going on for a while, in an internal fight that's going on for a while. And you got to get to that point where you tell yourself, I got this. Greater is he that is in me. I'm not a victim. Okay? I am not a victim. No matter what I've been through, no matter what I'm going through, I am not a victim. You may have been hurt, you may have been betrayed, you may have been beaten, you may have been discouraged, you may have gone through defeats in things where you thought you should not have. At the end of the day, I'm still not going to be carrying myself like I'm a victim. You know what? I'm still here. Hello, I'm still here. I've survived some stuff. And yes, if I wanted to play the victim game, I can list a whole lot of things. Okay, I can list a whole lot of things as to why I could still claim to be a victim, but I'm not a victim. I'm still here, and I'm going to continue to grow and become all that I was created to be in Christ. I want to remind you, okay? I am not a victim. You are not a victim. And if you've been struggling with these characteristics that lean towards being a victim, you can work through those things. Let me call them off. Number one, powerlessness. You don't feel powerful. You don't feel like you have the ability to turn anything. Number two, blame. You see blame keep coming up in your life. People blaming you. You keep blaming others. You're blaming yourself. It's just not good. Fear. This overwhelming level of fear that continues to handcuff you. Listen, come on, man. Then watch this. Dependency. Dependency for support, validation, and protection. It is so huge. And then last but not least, negative self-perception. That one right there. I remember for the longest, I wanted to be, Tashika, I wanted to be everybody else but me. I wanted to be I wanted to be TD Jakes. I wanted to be Miles Monroe. I wanted to be everybody. And I would dream of being someone else when the truth is all my life I've been me. And all my life I failed to realize the gift the world needs is Ricardo in his true self. I don't need to try to be anybody else. And that's where I had to get, and that's where you have to get this whole understanding. Everybody's not going to like you when you find out who you are, but that's okay. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. You're not here to try to please everybody. You're here to please God. And in your pursuit to please God, God is going to bring you along the way of those who need what you bring to the world. God bless you guys. I want you to know, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Don't allow yourself to feel like a victim. And if you struggle with these characteristics, work through them. Get help if you need it. But all of us can overcome the things that have kept us back from becoming our best selves. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.